Hello, everybody. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. How are you doing tonight? It's a great day to be alive, to be expressing ourselves and learning how to help each other. I'm going to get motivated a little bit because this is one of my little music things that I do when I want to get pumped up and I'm getting ready to give some great advice and get everybody on board. So, this was my song for the New Year's, and I did this live. So, if you're coming on, welcome to Evelyn's Creations, our Thursday night live where we inspire and help each other out. Listen in. Okay, sometimes you have to have a little music to get you motivated. And this is the sounds of the Texas Longhorns, the college football game. And they have an awesome band, you all white Stetson hats. So they motivate me when I need to get something going. Don't need no interruptions. I listen to this little beat. We getting ready for Evans Creations Boot Camp on Thursday night live. You know what? I love that beat at the end. What's good about this? What's good is that everybody can dance in the chair. Use your shoulders, your head, the neck roll or whatever. So it's just great sometimes just to enjoy life and to see that you can laugh and smile about something. So I'm happy tonight for several reasons. And the first reason is that I had some great visitors to come and visit me this week. I was so surprised. I'm like, wait a minute. They're not even waiting on a boot camp meeting. They coming to the boot camp. They coming to camp out. They in the military they call it the scouts. I'm gonna have the scouts to come and see what's going on, to see if I should encourage my friends and so forth to come. And so the scouts came out and they came out strong and they're coming to visit me at the mall. I was so incredibly surprised. So first I want to say thank you for the special guests that came that are on the boot camp this week. And I also want to thank you for those who will continue to purchase the treasure boxes, the mud cloth boxes, and buying the the different fabrics that I've been putting out. Also, I want to make sure I thank those who have given out the super chats when we're doing our discussion. So I want you to know that I appreciate you, and I'm going to show you somebody that you just going to love. So as you're sending me photos, I go back and I look at the photos, and I pick out the photos to encourage those who are in the boot camp. So this is your first time on the channel. My name is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. I gotta calm down because I've been dealing with kids today, y'all. I'm dealing with prom parents and prom kids. When you deal with kids, you gotta have a different type of point of view because the kids are something else. I mean, they're beautiful, but they something else. And I'm gonna tell you what happened. I've been counseling the mothers because the boys are outdressing the girls this year. And what happens when you do prom, anybody that do prom will know what I'm talking about. When you do prom outfits and they go out and the kids tell what they got done and they show what they're doing and show what they're wearing, what happens is the kid that haven't gone to prom get jealous of what they saw at prom. And so they want to change what they already designed. And they want to look like somebody that just went to prom. So that's why when you say, well, why is everybody at prom wearing the same dress? Or why are all the guys doing the same thing? Well, what happens is that when people design for the first time, that's why we are who we are as designers and artists. When you design something, somebody else wants the same thing. And that's why I'm telling you this as in the boot camp. When you make something, you tend to want to make something else. But when it hits the fan, everybody else want that same thing. It may be in a different color, but they want the same thing. So that's what was happening today here in the store is because the kids said, Miss Evelyn, I saw this on IG. IG means Instagram. And they said you did it. And I'm like, what? And so, you do so many things. What was it? And then they show you the outfit. I want the same thing now, but I want mine in this color. And so I'm like, well, you was on a budget and the budget doesn't allow for that. And so you have to tell them that's going to be more money. And then they say, well, I'm going to ask my mama. And then the mama call you and the mama say, what? I thought I was done with him. I've never had the parents, like the women, the parents, the men, the young men. I trying to do the other young men. So you have to counsel the mother, then the mother got to call the daddy, and the daddy got to counsel the mother, and then they got to see where the kid is, and then they got to say, it's only prom, right? It's only one time. Well, that's what I've been doing today. So I had to get my beat up to get ready for the next prom mom, to get all this stuff done. So that's what I've been doing today. But let me tell y'all something. As you come on, you know how we do it. We say who we are, say where you from, so everybody around the world can say, okay, I see that person. We got a lot of quiet people starting to come out and say, I saw that. It helped me, right? So you might be in a town where they are. Hey, how you doing over there in Chicago? How you doing down there in Mississippi? If y'all hear something, that's my sewing machine saying, I want to work. You know what I mean? But we're not working right now. But those people that are coming on right now, thank you so much for being here every Thursday night on top of your game. And tonight, the title is Hold On with Two Hands. Think about it. Hold on with two hands. So while everybody's coming on, and you ready to hold on with two hands, I'm gonna give you this beat. And I want you to do something different tonight. Okay? What I want you to do is, I want you to, feel like you're dancing. I want you to, when you hear this, I want you to feel like I want you to feel like they cheering you on, because tonight I'm cheering you on. That's why I'm saying hold on with two hands. So as you coming on, I want you to get into the beat. If you're at your sewing machine or you got your needle and thread out and you painting, I want you to do that. This is only a 30-second intermission. This is the commercial break while everybody come on. But I want you to have some fun tonight. I want you to have some fun and let it go about what's going on in the world and think about all the things you're getting ready to accomplish. Because this is the second quarter, which really means we're ready to go. All right, here we go. Here we go now. Score says it all. The score says it all. This is me cheering you on now. So tomorrow you don't know who gonna call you. Who got that fresh $100 bill for you? You got to be ready. I see Miss Bernice, Miss Constance, Jean Robinson, Indigo Silk, Miss Mildred. Wow, she says she's ready, y'all. Gwendolyn, you ready? Decatur, where's greater, y'all? Y'all know what Decatur is, right? Decatur, Georgia. Okay, thank you all for dealing with me tonight, because I really needed that. Bump, bump, bump. Hold on with two hands. How did I come up with this topic? I felt that you needed to know. You can do more with two hands than one hand. I got to show you this. I got to show you this also, because I always try to show you something that's actually going on that just happened, that you can go back and look on your Google, or you can see what's going on. And how I got this topic, I always wanted to run a real marathon, which is 26 miles. I always wanted to run one. I've only got up to 10 to 12 miles, but I always want to go do this marathon, right? Not like tomorrow, but I want to do it before I leave. Okay, before I leave the world, right? So I get to the park. I'm getting ready to walk at least 7 miles. When I pull up in my car, I'm in my car that morning, 2 days ago. I pull up to the park and I'm looking out my window and I see this amazing thing. And I said, what if we all did that? What if we didn't let distractions bother us? What if we was determined? What if we took someone's trash or our remnant and held on for a better day and a better life? You won't believe what I saw. I had to take a picture. He didn't move. He did not move. He was holding on with two hands. Y'all ready for this? I know some people gonna laugh, but I'm gonna show you in this life, and then I'm gonna show you what just happened in both of these are real lives. Both of this was a day apart. Okay, so think about it right now. I drive to the park. I'm getting ready to do my 7 miles. I'm used to seeing raccoons, with their pretty outfits, pretty eyebrows, everything. And so I pull up, and here I see this right here. Here I see this. It's a squirrel sitting on top of the garbage can, eating a French fry with two hands. And he never moved. He never moved. He held on that fry. And you could see in a better picture, you could see him what a McDonald's bag was. And he had done got the fry out of the bag that was in the garbage can. I walked my whole 7 miles. When I came back, he was still sitting there, and he had done ate the fry, and he was waiting on something else. You know what I mean? Like somebody else to come in and put it in the garbage can to go. What I'm saying to you all is, when you're ready to get your millions, and you will get them, it may come in tens, 20s, hundreds, 200, 500, 1,000, whatever. It's going to come to you. But if you don't hold on with both hands, it's going to slip. That means cut out the distractions. I'm in a car. Most animals run away from live people, right? They don't want to be bothered with us because we might try to get them or hurt them or whatever, right? This animal was holding on with both hands, and I sat in that car and I looked at him. I said, you know what? We can all learn something from this. I mean, look at it again. He's sitting right there, chopping down like ain't nobody even there. The sound of the car, the wind of the car, he's just all in it. So I dare not disturb him. So you know what? When you in your zone and people respect what you do, they won't disturb you. They will not disturb you. Now, excuse me. Now I'm going to show you in real time what actually just happened. I want you to look at this. Okay, now what this is, they just had the Boston Marathon. I want you to go look at that after the show. They just had the Boston Marathon. It was a 21-year-old right there trying to finish the finish line. He had no more equilibrium in his body. Every time he tried to get on his knees, he collapsed. He just collapsed. He collapsed. He just say, I just can't make it no more. 26 miles now. Excuse me. This is in Boston. Chelsea, Bill Clinton's daughter, also ran this marathon. I'm gonna be there one day, so I want y'all to do this. What happened to him? I want y'all to help me. I'm gonna be in Boston one day when I'm ready, when I'm prepared to do this 26 miles, and I'm gonna finish. So this gentleman, and I want you to look at it. It's your homework. Go look at him. Work on trying to get his body across the line, and two fellow people came up on both sides and picked him up and carried him across that line. And he said, I could not believe strangers helped me because everybody trying to get their best time. And he got across the line with two strangers that didn't know him. And he said, all I could think of is, I'm not going to make it. I can't make it. I don't have the strength. and everybody's looking at him trying to get there. He's trying to get there. And then there's another lady, she's crawling there. They kept her up and she got there and she told them, no, no, no. Let me crawl across the line because if I cross it myself, I will complete it. But the other gentleman, there was nothing left in his body. And he had two strangers to help him cross the line. And he was 21. So what I'm saying to you, don't worry about your age. You can be young, you can be old, you can be what you call old. Old is just a number. But they helped him. So what the boot camp is to help each other. Your pictures, your inspiration, your drive. It's okay to say, I'm afraid, I'm scared, I don't know how to do it, but I gotta do it. Okay, what I want you to type right now, I gotta do it. I gotta do it. You gotta do it for yourself. Even if you don't need the money, even if it's crazy at home, even if it's noise around you, I gotta do it. And when you do it, you're gonna be so amazed with yourself that you could do this. Now, a lot of you are saying, I'm afraid. Well, who's not afraid? Everybody's afraid, right? I'm finna really knock your shoes off right now. Okay, I'm going through my week. I get these two fabulous people that are members, getting coached, and they just say, I gotta see you. I'm coming, I gotta see you. I mean, they didn't tell me. They showed up, right? But this is a member. Before I talked about those two fabulous people, I'm gonna talk about this person who was impressed by the visits, by the channel, by the motivation, by reading your comments. And I don't think she's ever made a comment. In fact, I know she's never made a comment. She's never said anything. But she came out the closet, y'all, and she said, I'm coming. I'm coming on my first flight. I'm coming. I'm coming to see you next week. Evelyn, I'm coming. You have inspired me. What should I charge for these? Then she said, in 2024, I was 84 years old. But I'm coming. My daughter, my granddaughter, they making provisions for me. I'm coming. Where are you? I got to see you. I'm coming to shop. Man, let me tell you how good God is. God is amazing. So, okay, I know you watching. She's a quiet watcher, you all, but I'm finna put her on blast. She was 84 years old in 2024. It's 2026. Let me show you how bad this sister is. Sisters mean all colors, all races, okay? 84 years old, y'all. So she coming to see the boot camp. She coming to Evelyn's Creation at 84 years old. I don't think nothing old about that. What? Can you imagine? Let me show you this one more time. I hope she's home watching us on big screen TV so she can see how motivating she is to us, that she's coming and she's coming to shop for fabrics. Now I'm going to show you also some things that she makes, and she asks for a quote. She does couture bags. I call it couture bags. Look at here. Look at this. I'm coming. I need some fabric. Guess where she coming from? She ain't coming from down the street. I'm in Florida, very first state coming down here. Florida Keys has 0 mile zero marker. I've been there, 0 mile. United States started in Florida, in the Florida Keys where it says mile 0. All right. She's coming all the way from Delaware. First flight, 84 years old. No, she was 84 years old. She will be 86 September. Can y'all give God some praise? Can you give God some praise? I mean, I'm telling you, I'm like, oh my gosh. So she makes these couture bags. She makes these nice bags. I'm gonna give her a I'm going to give her some price points on these bags. And she says when she's sewing, it gives her peace of mind. And she enjoyed doing it, you know. And of course I gave her the information how to get here. But I'm telling you, keep asking the questions, keep coming on. Your motivation is helping others, and we got to keep it going, because when you're doing that work, somebody sees you doing it. Somebody's motivated by you doing it, and we got to keep on doing it. But you gotta grab it with both hands. Okay, grab it with both hands. You focus. You more focused. You can eliminate distractions if you grab it with both hands. Okay, now let me tell you about these treasure boxes, because this what knocks me out, just out of my world here. Let me show you something. She showed me a video on this, and the video is nice because I always ask you, when you're making something and you're going to market it, always do a 9-second video. And that way, when you put it out, you can show your video. It helps people engage. Anybody, I can't wait to see the stores that come off this channel. I can't wait to tell when you guys tell me I open my store. Open my store, because if you open your store and you with the boot camp, when you open your store, you will be making sales on your first day because you already have your online business. Okay, I don't want anyone to open a store without having an online business. You're going to have an online business when you come through this camp, because online will keep you making sales every day. All right, so when you get to your store, you won't say, well, nobody came in today. There's somebody coming in every day. When you online, they're coming in every day. Whether you in a store, in your house, in your basement, and you have a private entrance for regular customers to come in and shop, you will be making sales all the time if you have an online store. And there's no successful business in any country that does not have an online presence. I'm talking about even the huts in Africa have an online business. The huts, the clay, the dirt, right? They give them phones to advertise on their houses. They get a cell phone. If you got a cell phone, you got an online business. We just got to show you how to connect the dots. All right. Well, I'm highlighting Miss Lucas tonight. Miss Pearl Lucas. Look I wish I could show you the video, but I don't have it where I can load it up right now on the screen, the double screen. But Miss Pearl Lucas took her precious treasures, and look how she made this bag. Look at this bag. And on the other side, it's all artsy. And then she embroidered the band. It says girlfriend. So what she did was she took all these different skills and made this fabulous bag. Can you imagine? I'm gonna show it to you one more time because I'm so impressed. Look at this. She made the bag, made the entire bag, embellished the bag with the treasures on it. And there's treasures on both sides. And she embroidered the strap. That's couture. That's called, hey, I mark my price. You know what I mean? It's a work of art. That's what it is. Now, Miss Paulette took these treasures and she makes quilts. I'm talking about, when I looked at these quilts that she's making, it reminded me of, I'm trying to figure out the message in it, because the message in it is when you have people that put codes and stuff to teach you how to get to where you need to be. Okay. So don't give up on the quilt. For those who are making quilts, you know, it's so important that you make quilts, that you leave a legacy with your quilts, that you leave that crumb of fabric for everybody to see, to feel, to know it existed. Okay, it's so important to know that people know that that fabric existed, and you'll go back and say, "Oh, that was my favorite." That's why I wore the print today, because you know you need to know, you need to connect to fabrics. You need to connect. This particular fabric is in several colors, and it's a basket. It's the design is actually baskets that's been woven, and they make it out of different straw, and you can dye the straw. And today I was in the presence of actually speaking to a gentleman that was from the Congo. And I have all this Congo fabric, and I never met a native Congoan. And the young man had came in and had me to make him 2 shirts, and then he brought his dad here, and I started asking him, how did you make this? And he said, I didn't make it. It was a generation before me, which was my father, and my father made it, and my father did all the straw and dyeing the straw, and he take the palm trees, and they would take the straw and they would weave. It's straw, but they would weave it like it's a fabric, and they would put it on their clothes, and the men would wear it. It's part of their tradition. And I was like, oh my God, I met a real Congoman that saw his parents make that. And he said, yes, it's part of our heritage. It's what we do, it's how we wear it. And I said, you didn't learn it? He said, no, my father wanted me to get an education. My father said, no, I want you to get an education so you can bring people back home. And I was like, oh, I just was filled with joy to see that. But Miss Pearl is making these bad quilts, y'all. And she taking the smallest of the smallest pieces. Just like that squirrel with that little French fry. I mean, that French fry looked small to us, but that French fry was a meal to him. It was a meal. It was a good meal. It was like a steak. Well, this is Miss Pearl. And I want you to look at her pieces. And these are the masterpieces that she's making with her quilting designs. I mean, it's like, you know, when I look at this, I see that everything is going to be all right. Okay? And I'm going to tell you why I say that. Because, you know, today we want it all perfect. We want the right size, the right square, the right color, the right, everything got to be right. You know, nothing can be short. Nothing can be overlapping. Nothing can be a different color. And what I see in her work, I'm going to show it to you again. What I see in her work is almost like it's a map. It's almost like it's a sign of accomplishment, that I didn't waste anything. That you know how you have a pile, you say, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I'm gonna do something with it. And then when you see these pieces, they're definitely one of a kind, because they're pieces of pieces of pieces. And when I see that somebody got the patience and the skill to put it together without losing their mind, I'm like, oh my God, it's like a puzzle. Her quilt looks just like a puzzle. Look at here. Look at this one more time. Look at this. Miss Paulette, you got it going on, girlfriend. I love you. Thank you for the pictures. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. Thank you all for coming on. The title tonight is Let's Use Both Hands. Let's get it done. Tonight, we're going to be talking about business. We're going to be talking about reviews. We're going to be talking about banking, okay? Because it's important that you get started on the right way. It's important that you know what you need to do to get prepared for your blessing. And if you don't do it this way, you'll be backtracking to this way. In other words, you know how you go too far, you got to do a U-turn and come back around? I want to stop you from having to go do the U-turn. So before I do that, I want to call your names off that are active on the YouTube channel. Okay. These are people who are current on your dues. All right. That means if they poke you and say, hey, it's time to pay your dues, whatever amount you feel that you paid or can pay or can afford, this is the list that I have. All those who have been on the channel, please come back when times get better or you get the alert. If you can't afford it, pay your subscription. And this, look, you're gonna always be my member, right? You're gonna all, you know, it's no, oh, I'm no longer a member. It's just when they ask you to pay your dues, you could have missed the email. It happens. All right. So here we go. These are the current people that are with their dues. that I'm saying thank you for continuing to come and support the channel, because if you, by you supporting the channel, I can give you better content. I can help you with your journey, and I can get you where you want to be in a shorter period of time by months and years. How about that? I can get you where you want to be by months and years. And that is better than, that's priceless. There's no dollar amount you can put on that. So here's the people that we're shouting out right now that's current on their dues, that is our members. This is Sharon Courts. Sharon Courts, I appreciate you. Constance Clinton, getting it done in Indiana. I appreciate you. Miss Awanda Brown. Awanda Brown. Awanda Brown. I can't wait to see what you're making, Miss Awanda. Tracy Davis. Jean Robinson. Lives Living Lorraine. Thank you for all the comments, Miss Lorraine. I appreciate you. You always, I like that. I like that. I feel that. Okay. Miss Ellen Banks. Miss Ellen, we shout you out tonight. Hey, Miss Ellen. Miss Ellen, you're gonna turn things around when you get here. Alice Sandra Barnhart. Michelle Stringer. Mildred Desserts. Doing it. She's doing it. Let me tell you about Miss Mildred. She can make you a cake and make you an outfit. Okay? Miss Mildred ain't playing. Soul Pearls Creations. Marion Masterpiece is doing an amazing job over there in North Kakalaki. Yana's Hodgepodge. Queen of Hearts. Miss Bernice Thompson. I know you're making them dresses, Miss Bernice. Carolyn Royal. Nina Rose Treasures. Pink Pizzazz Boutique. Shamrock Customs. Lear Lean Rockingham. Lumner Laser. Angel Hamilton. Miss T from the SIP came in and snuck up on me, y'all. And then Linda Brown. Now, let's talk about Miss Tammy from the SIP. She came in. I'm sitting outside, taking a break from the sewing machine. And here comes this beautiful woman and her husband. And she says, "Do you know me?" I'm like, "Oh man, who do I? Yeah, I know you. I know you. Didn't I work with you at Disney?" She said, "No, I'm your YouTube follower. I'm here, Miss from the SIP." I just died. I just was overwhelmingly surprised. I'm sitting on the bench with the radio announcer. We're going over our script for the radio program. And here comes this beautiful one with this beautiful smile. And she's here as a surprise. Y'all, let me tell you something. I came to get fabric. I'm like, "What? You came to get fabric?" I couldn't believe it. Look, when you come in and you have been inspired, and you come and you tell me that I've inspired you, and I got to do this. The first thing I think of is you actually got your husband with you, and you telling him you're going to find a person you saw on YouTube. He got to be saying, "Are you crazy? You really crazy? You think I'm going to go take you somewhere to see somebody and you saw her on YouTube?" Guess what, y'all? The power of a woman is magnificent. So she came in, we befriended each other greatly, and her husband saw that it was legitimate, and they came in and they started shopping, and she saw the gallery, and she was just like, and she said, "I started to tell you, but I didn't want to tell you." And I'm telling you, it's speech. I'm speechless to know that the word of God have come through me to help someone to make it or to want to make it. Because see, you can't make it until you want to make it. And once you know you want to make it and you get your foot on the gas and you drive from Mississippi to Florida, and no, Mississippi ain't right around the corner. You got to go up, go a little bit part of Alabama, then you got to go to Mississippi, next is New Orleans. I don't rode there on my motorcycle, y'all. It ain't around the corner, okay? So I want to tell you, Tammy, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. You've been an amazing member, and the things you're doing with your drapery. She's making drapery, she's making pillows. She said, I'm expanding to um, clothing, but she also makes amazing things for graduations and parties, and she can put your picture on stuff. She's just like we say, you know how you have a tree and the tree grow branches? That's what she's doing. She's taking another direction that she could do this too. And I don't want you to think that, oh, I don't want to do too much. When you go to a store, they got the milk and cheese, they got the bread, they got basketballs, they got bicycles, they got, you know, plumbing supplies, they got sewing machines. So don't think that you can put yourself in a box and make it today. You got to grab it with both hands. You got to grab. Now, look, when you grab it with both hands, you might not be the expert in every category, but you know something about it. Okay. When you grab it with both hands, you know you got a chance. You might do alterations. You might can paint. You might make lampshades. You might be able to tell somebody else where to go. I got a needle and thread, but I know an alteration is down there. You know what I mean? I don't sew, but I got some hem tape. I can press your hem with some hem tape. Okay. So when you grab it with both hands, failure is never an option. That little squirrel knew if he had both hands on that French fry, he was gonna eat and eat and eat and eat and eat. So don't underestimate using both hands. Okay? That's why they say put the phone down, drive with both hands. You got to get a drink, drive with both hands. That's where we are today with our businesses. Today is the most challenging, but also the most rewarding time to be in business, because you can make money with the phone call. You can make money with the text. You can send a bill by just saying, hey, you ready to pay me? Here you go. Bam. Ask the people in the coaching classes. They're able to bill their clients already. They're able to receive payments already. They already got free websites started. They're learning how to get tax exemption. They're learning how to make sales before it's even finished. Okay, so I'm going to go to my next guest, which is Burn It Up. Miss Brenda from Virginia came in and rocked the house, y'all. Miss Brenda said, she said, do you have a basket? That's what they call it in Virginia. We call it buggies or shopping carts if you're serious. Okay. The shopping carts, as you're serious, got the big bottom so you can put the big kids in it and still buy all your groceries. Right? So Miss Brenda came in. She was the very first person that took coaching. The very first person that said, hey, you got something going on, young lady. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to stick with you because I feel it. She felt it in her soul. She sent scouts months ago to check me out. They drove all the way from Virginia to Orlando to get fabric and vacation and spend a little time. But their one of their goals was to come by here. And I was so amazed and so incredibly inspired by her family and her mom and her uncle, because we were sharing notes about farming and cultural and art. And look, Miss Brenda wasn't leaving not one piece of fabric behind. Give me that. Give me this. Give me that. Give me this. Put it on in there. Give it to me. Give it to me. Now Miss Brenda don't make clothes. Miss Brenda make table runners. She make arts and crafts. So her fabrics can go a very long way. She don't need a lot to get something done. So I'm forever grateful, Miss Brenda. And if you can, go back and look at the interview with Miss Brenda, and she will inspire you. And she was looking at my plans for the boot camp, which is still on the table. We're still thinking about it. And I just want you to know that that is so important to me. Now, we're finna get ready for what's going on. First, I want to talk about the banking and the business. I want you to know this, because when you get started, whether you start a business or not, I want you to do this. Listen to me, guys. Listen to me, ladies, especially you young ladies. Okay, when you're doing your business, I want you to, every now and then, I would say 50% of the time, go in the bank and make your deposits. You know, you can go to the ATM or you can go to the bank, inside the bank. And even you can go to the ATM inside the bank. Build a relationship with your banker. Find out your banker's name. Hey, how you doing? What's going on? Don't always go to the ATM. Go inside and learn your banker's name. Know who your banker is. Know who the tellers are. Let them know who you are. There may be a time that you need something and you're a stranger. And you know what? When you go to the bank and you need something, usually it's something, it's either you really need some money or you really need to get some things turned around because they took out money too soon, or somebody got into your account and took your money or whatever, and you're frustrated, right? So when something happens, when life happens, don't just find out who is in the bank. It's like praying. Okay, you only pray when you got a problem. No, God didn't know your name all the time, right? And when God knows your name all the time, it's done. Like that. Just like that. Later today, she said, I got my hat and it's the wrong shade of blue. See this denim hat? I make denim hats. Put some rhinestones on it, make denim hats. She says the wrong shade of blue. What's going on? I just want my money back. It's not the right shade of blue. Normally I don't give refunds, but today I wasn't having it. Bam. Here's your refund. Okay. As soon as I gave her the refund, this lady says, please call me. I'd like to order a hat. I call her back. She says, yes, I want the hat. I just want to make sure it fits my head. Yes, it's adjustable. What's your head size? It's 23 inches. Yes, it'll fit up to 24. It's a string in there. You can tie it in. Okay, I'm going to pay for it right now. That's what I mean. God answer your prayers right then. Excuse me. There was one hat went back. There was another hat came in within the same 5 minutes. So stay together with who can help you with your situations. Go into the bank. Know who your banker is. Knows who's sitting at the desk. Hi, how are you doing? I'm doing fine. What's your name? Oh, I'm Susie. Oh, hi, Susie. I like to make a deposit. I don't even care if you don't even have to make a deposit. Go in there with $10, $20 and make a transaction. Find out who your bankers are. Don't just do it invisible. And especially everybody now is depositing their checks with their phone. Don't just deposit your check with your phone. Take it in sometime and find out who that person is that's taking your money. Okay? So that's the first part of business. The second part of business is I asked someone to go get a Sam's credit card. Okay? The Sam's credit card is a card that you can use to buy multiple things. Okay? The person said, I don't use them that much. Why should I get a card? Excuse me, you all. Why should I get a card? Why should I get a card when I don't use that anymore? Turn this all the way down. The reason being is you want to leave yourself with multiple ways to get things done. Sam's is a bulk place. It's part of Walmart. If you have a Sam's in your area, I highly recommend everybody get a Sam's card. And you'll say, well, I don't want to spend $45 for a Sam's card. You'll make it back in less than a month. You'll save on gas. You will save on buying supplies. When you go to the regular store, when you buy napkins or paper towels, you're going to spend maybe $10 or $12 for those items. But when you go to Sam's, you're going to spend $20. You got enough for 6 months. That's a trip you don't have to make. Okay. So what I want you to know is that when you start lining yourself up with businesses that understand business, you got a better chance of surviving. For those who have, I'm going to share some of the notes because I really want you to understand the importance of the coaching. When you get and you buy merchandise from Sam's, they have cash back. And there may be times that you may buy something, you may have $60, $70 of cash back. So that's money right there. Okay. Also, they have different levels of credit cards. Some of those cards, If you get 4 cards for $5,000, that's $20,000 that you could use however you want to use. That's the importance of coaching. What card should I get? What cashback should I get? How is it good for me? What lines of credit should I open? Now, when you have having business is having debt. Let's be real. When you have business, you will have debt. It's called good debt and bad debt, constructive debt. Okay. So even if you say like everything in my stores are paid for, if you've been for those who came to the store, you're gonna be ain't no way all that stuff paid for. Oh yes, it is, but it's still debt. Why is it debt? It's debt because I have leases on all the stores, and the stores have 2, 3, 5 year leases. So whether you're in business or not, you have constructive debt because when you have a lease, you have a chance of making it longer. And what happens when your inventory is paid? Most people don't have their inventory paid, but if you keep working, your inventory will all be paid, and you will have enough residual things in your stores that can double your inventory, even if your stores are full. Right? It's called constructive debt. Everybody has to have constructive debt because you can't get away from debt. Right? So your constructive debt will get rid of your personal debt. When you have a card that's just for you, that's debt for you. That's why they say, I got to get rid of all my debt. I got to get rid of all my bills, right? The way you get rid of your debt, the way you get rid of your bills is you start a business so you can start using your business cards instead of using your personal cards. And your business cards can have a limit. Your personal cards, you don't want to have a limit. Okay? Because as you make your sales, you pay your debt down on your business credit, but you also work on paying off your personal credit because your personal credit is going to help you get good business credit. Because even though you have a business, your tax, your social security number goes with it qualifies you to get business credit. Okay? So I want you to know when I start talking to you about different cars you should get and different things you could get, please ask the questions. Now I'm going to answer the questions to everybody. The reason you want to get yourself where you're applying for business credit cards when you start your business, because you want to eliminate your personal debt. And then you work for the business, just like how you work for a company, you work for the business. And then you'll say, okay, that's why when you buy from Sam's or you buy in bulk, like today I had to get bags again. If I went to the dollar store, I probably got 20 bags. But when I buy from my companies, I buy 1,000 bags. Some of them may last a month, some of them may last 6 months. It just depends, right? So what happens is when you got a business, you can't keep running for the small stuff. You got to hold on with both hands, get the food ready, get the clothes ready, get the event ready, and make as much money as you can. So business is about holding on with both hands, right? So that's why we got to get business credit. As you're making your wares, as you're getting ready to do your online, I don't want you to think for a moment. Don't think for a moment that your money is going to come from your neighborhood. It's not going to happen. Do not think. If you're making money right now in your neighborhood, that is great. Keep doing it. Keep it coming. Because if you're making money in your neighborhood, they're going to say, when you going to open a store? When you going to do this? When you going to do that? Okay? Because they love your products and they love your products. That doesn't mean you have to open a store, but you got that option. You got that clientele. My clientele moved me out my neighborhood store. I was so good. I was so glad I could walk to work. I could make my money. I didn't have to pay for gas. I went home for lunch. And I just was so happy that I got off that road and I could just walk to work. And my clientele kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and they couldn't park. And the neighbors was like, I was in like a brownstone area where you had a business and a home and a business and a home, and it was part commercial, part residential, and I could get maybe like 8 cars in the parking lot. But what happened when everybody come in a car? What happened when people haven't left and you got your next group coming in? It's a nightmare. So my business drove me to go into a bigger business and then to another business and to another business. And then they come at different times, and different businesses have different goals and different things that I sell. Okay. So what I'm saying is that when you get to the point that you are doing business for yourself and you will no longer want to use your personal money, raise your hand. That's a hand raise. Raise your hand. You don't want to use your personal money. Everybody hand should be up. No, I don't want to use my personal money. It's like a child that goes to college. You want them to make their own money and pay their own bills. So you raise your hand and say, nah, baby, you got to pay them bills, pay that car note, pay that insurance. Well, that's how it's going to be with your business. Your business is going to become your wife, your husband. It's going to become your child getting grown. And you want your child to get grown, to do grown folks thing and take care of their bills. So when you got your personal credit gets you started, and your business credit keep you rolling. Okay. So when you start this boot camp, whatever level you are, even if you say, you know what, I don't want no business, but I want to do business. Okay. So how does that work? Okay, this is what that means. I want to do business, but I don't really want to open a business because I'm not really capable, or I'm not really physical to be able to do that. All right. There's a couple things you still could do. You can still get a credit card with just for your business. Okay. And then you use that card for those things, so it don't mess up your personal business. All right. What I'm saying is that when you get a business card, business knows that you need money. So when you get a business card, your business is going to be giving you 5,000, 10,000, maybe sometimes 3,000. If you're risky, if you have a high debt ratio, they may try you out with 1,500. But as long as you pay those bills on time on net 30, not all the way off, but if you can pay them on time, they're going to continue to raise your limits. So you can have 40, 50, 60, 70, $80,000 of credit available to you. And I'm going to tell you about business. See how we're talking to each other? That's how the business credit cards talk to each other. Just like I'm talking to you, that's how the credit cards talk. Oh, guess what? Somebody gave her $5,000. I'm going to give her 7. I'm going to give her 5. I'm going to give her 4. Everybody competes. Everybody competes and say, I want to give you more money because she's doing good. We got to help her. We got to help him. Oh, he just sold a car. Oh, we got to help him. Oh, he's just doing another gig. Oh, we got to help him. So they give you more credit. They compete with you to give you more credit. And as they give you more credit, you stop using your personal cards, and then you use your credit cards for your business to sustain your business. And that's how you get the money and the capital that you need. And then they'll start giving you lines of credit that you can get, or they'll give you guaranteed loans that all you have to do is say, I accept. So for this to start happening to you and for you, you have to get in the position to be able to accept that and grow to that level. And it doesn't happen overnight. It could happen in a couple of months. It could happen in a couple of years. It could happen in 6 months. It depends on how active you are. So if I say, open up these lines of credit, and every other day, take one line of credit and buy something for $100. And you'll say, well, Evelyn, they got these batteries. I can get these batteries at Walmart for $12 and they want $15 for it. Okay. When you get lines of credit with business companies, they're not trying to be the cheapest. They're trying to be the best, meaning the best quality, so you won't return them, and the best service. And then you get net 30. When you go to Walmart, you got to, or I don't want to just keep saying Walmart, but I do love Walmart because I love the principles that they use for making money and retiring people. But what it does is that Walmart is a bargain place. Okay. They do have quality, but it's a bargain place. But when you go to these bigger companies that's setting you up for real money and real things, they have quality first. And then you buy and you have lines of credit. And all you have to do is say, ship it to me. You don't have to sign nothing. You just say, ship it to me. 2 to 3 days, sometimes 1 day, you're going to get it with no written permission, no credit check, no nothing. They send it to you, open your door, boom, here it is. Take a picture, they gone, right? That's called trust. They trusting that you're going to be a great business person and you need what you say you need. They got it to you so you can get the job done and you can make your deliveries on time and get paid, and then you can pay them in 30 days. That's remarkable. That's why a lot of people come to America to be in business. It's just when we're trained to always work for somebody, that's all we know. Okay, we're not, look, they don't teach you how to balance the checkbook. They starting to, but they didn't for a long time. You know what I mean? So we have to learn all that. We have to learn everything we need so we can keep it going and keep it tight. So first, I just said, go to the bank, make your own deposits at least 50% of the time. Know who your banker is. Hi, how are you doing, Mary? Girl, fine. And know what's going to happen when you go to the bank? They're going to pull you out the bank. Come over here, sit down with me. And you sit down with them. How much you deposit? Oh, I'm only got $200. Okay, I'll do it. They'll do the deposit, walk your deposit behind the counter, come back with your receipt. How was business? Fine. Did you need any money today? Oh, no, I don't need no money today. I'm okay. Okay, well, let me know. Bam. And it'll happen every time. And when you open your business for your business, don't just have one bank account. When I mean that, I'm saying have a couple of different banks that you work with and find out who's the best for you. All right? Excuse me. Don't always think that the bank you've been with all your life is the best bank. All right? When you with the credit union is fine, but credit union don't do business accounts. Credit unions are nonprofit. They're great to buy cars. They're great to buy things. They give you the lowest interest rate. They can't mess you over. But at the same time, get with a national bank. Get with a national bank of your choice. And then you do business with them. And you go in and you say, hey, and if you got a problem, call them. If you miss something, if something is missed, excuse me, everybody. If something is missed, then you call them and you say, hey, there was a problem. This shouldn't be happening. If there was a problem, then guess what they do? They will take care of it for you. You know, if you got a hopefully they won't call back. But if you got a problem with your bank account and it things happen in business. If you ever got hacked or you had a problem and you only had one bank account, you're in the trouble. You're in a mess. But if you got 2 or 3 bank accounts and you can move stuff around until you figure that out and say, who is this? I never bought nothing from them. And then you'll be okay. But if you only got one bank account, you can't do anything. And the bank will give you your money back plus whatever fees they charge you for that. And they'll clear whatever you got coming through the bank. You know, so it's like an extra line of credit that you don't even have to apply for. If your mortgage and everything is coming out or your car note is coming out, and you done build a relationship with that bank, and you're saying, hey, what's going on? And you say, I didn't authorize that. Somebody went on a cruise with my account. They will freeze that. They will pass your bills that's coming through your account, and they'll give you all your fees back. And that gives you peace of mind. So that's why I want you to know how important it is for you to start this journey with me and know what your rights are and set yourself up for success. Hold on with 2 hands. Hold on with 2 hands when you're handling your business, when you're starting your account, when you're making progress in your business. Start going up the ladder the right way. Don't go like this. Go like this. Okay, start getting yourself lined up like this. Now we all getting smart on checking our accounts and looking at our accounts daily. Now, because there's so much fraud, they send you alerts every day. Said this is your summary for your account because they know people are getting scammed, right? So take that and learn from that. And when you look at your accounts, set up where you have you can transfer, right? So you can have a savings and a checking, and you can have another checking account, and you can have your checking accounts where they're linked. All right. So when you set up your savings and your checking and your other checking account, and you have drafts coming out, and you say, okay, now this account being hacked, so I ain't gonna put so much in that account. Make sure you can transfer to your bank account and make sure everything is okay for the night so you don't get no fees. Now, when you transfer, find out first when is your cutoff time. If your bank is in California, your cutoff time is usually 11 o'clock, which is 8 o'clock on the Eastern time. Okay, listen real closely. Check your accounts. If you got money and you're doing things in your bank account, check your accounts daily that you can find out what's going on. They're going to send you alerts. If you say, well, I don't have that much going on, I'll check my account once a week. Whenever you check it, just make sure you check it, okay? I apologize for this. For some reason, I'm not able to get them to stop calling me. The spam is doing stuff. So anyway, so what I'm saying is check your accounts. Check your accounts. Start when you check your account, you can transfer up to the cutoff time and not get a fee. Okay, so if it's 11 o'clock, transfer so you don't get a fee. All right. And if it's 8 o'clock, transfer so that you don't get a fee. Different banks have different cutoff times, depending on the time and where they are. When they do that, that means you won't get an overdraft charge. Now, this is the kicker. If you do incur an overdraft charge, you can call them up to 24 hours and say, look, I need to transfer over there so I don't get that fee. They will still honor you with the 24 hours. Okay. Now, if it's after 24 hours, they'll probably give you 2 or 3 times per year. But I'm trying to make sure you save some money. Save some money on your fees, save some money on transferring, save some money on how you do business. And when you do business, it just makes it better for you that your money is all going for you. Because there's nothing like waking up and you got an overdraft fee, or somebody took money out twice that they was only supposed to take out once, or whatever. And that could hang you up from being creative. So we're going to go back over it again. No, go to the bank, make your deposits, find out who your banker is. When you're making your deposits and you want to know if you got funds coming through your account, check your account at the end of the day. The reason I say the end of the day is because if you check your account at 2 o'clock and something comes through at 8 o'clock at night, you don't normally check it at 8 o'clock or 11 o'clock, right? So you don't miss that person who tried to get money out your account, because everybody got these cards on their phone, and you swiping your card with your phone, and you might do it and somebody gets your card. I'm not saying it always happened, but it has happened. You don't want people to take your card information and you didn't authorize that, and you find out 2 days later. So I'm working with you to make sure that you can eliminate those type of fees. Then we're going to go to the cards. For your cards, we want you to get cards for your business, even if it's not a business card. We want this card to be for your business. And then when you're making your sales, if your goal is not to reach a business or to be a business name incorporated, we want you to put your funds in that account. So that way you can see how much money you're making, and that money is for your business. And then if you need to make a draw for yourself for working your business, then write yourself a check or withdraw it and give it to your account. Give it to your personal account to say, I work for that business, so here it is. I'm going to take $500 out for myself because I work for that business. Okay. And that way we all going on the same track. We all on the same track. We all holding it with both hands and we moving forward to get to where we need to be. And that way you won't feel like I'm just working for nothing. You feel like that when you get cash and you don't put it where it's supposed to be because they gave you cash, and you don't use the money before you get to the bank. No, treat it like I work for this company and that store needs that money. And I give it to that store. And then when you get that, then you make a withdrawal and you pay yourself. And that way your business is growing and then you paying down your personal debt. Because see, what if your business paid you $500? You can take that $500 and pay off one of your credit cards or pay on one of your credit cards. Okay. And then you just keep going. One is going down and one is going up. And then you got your business lined up the right way. And you'll just be so, so happy. You'll be so happy that now you done move those. In real estate, it's called commingling. Commingling means when you put different monies in different places. This money need to go. You know how you got the salt go here and the pepper go there? We don't put the salt and pepper together unless we season it together. Salt is over here, the pepper's over here. The business is over here, the personal is over there. And when we do it that way, we're gonna all win. Because you're gonna say, man, I didn't know I made $1,000 this week. Ooh. And then if you're making money, like say Miss Bernice is in Atlanta, she making money, she making kufi, she doing dresses, she doing that. They come in and pay her. She make her deposit. She feel pretty good. She feel pretty good. And then you can go ahead and make a draw. And you're good. Okay? All right. I'm gonna start looking at some comments that you make. If you got some questions right now, go ahead and give me your questions. I'm gonna roll to the top of the screen and see if I can answer any questions. Okay? I'm gonna take a commercial break, drink some water. And let's see what's going on in cyber world. I apologize for all the phones. In fact, some of them are you all calling me, asking me questions, but I can't talk right now. Okay. Ms. Gwendolyn saying beautiful work. Remember, y'all be doing 91 questions. Okay, Miss Bernice says hello. Thank you, Miss Bernice. I'm glad I called you out. Miss Constance is on live. Miss Constance, I hope everything is going well with you and your family. We all prayed for you last week. Jean Robinson says hello to everybody. Indigo Silk. Now, do you make everything in indigo? She said, hello, all of you all the way. On your way in, please, thank you. Yes. Okay, Miss Mildred Desserts. Come on, I'm ready. Okay, Miss Mildred talked to me at length last week for an hour and told me, I'm just afraid. She said, I'm just afraid. I'm just afraid, but I got to do it. So Miss Mildred is in a different time zone. So this is early for her. And I wanted her to know Miss Mildred can be sewing. She makes all these cakes and desserts and cookies. I'm like, Miss Mildred, you can be sewing and cooking at the same time. You can sell a cake, a pound cake, a sweet potato pie, and make an outfit. I thought that was so great. Okay, Miss Gwendolyn is from North Carolina. All right. Miriam Masterpiece says, hi, everyone. Miriam is even selling to her auto mechanic. Can you believe that? Auto mechanic want pajamas. She's selling to an auto mechanic. Okay, Learline Rockingham says hello to everybody. Linda Brown, hello, Miss Linda Brown. Okay, Learline, I got to do it. Yes, you got to do it. You got to do it, Marion. I got to do it. Miss Bernice Thompson, I can do this. I got to do it. Miss Tammy from the SIP, know what she told me? I got to do this, Miss Evelyn. I got to do this. And we're going to do it. The bags are beautiful. The bags we shared with you, they are beautiful. Okay, somebody's having some problems with their Internet buffing. It could be the weather. It could be several things, but I'm glad you're back, Miss Constance. Okay, they're talking about Miss Ellen looking great. Miss Ellen is looking fabulous. Sewing is also your therapy. It's sewing. I don't know if sewing is my therapy. I do be jonesing if I'm not sitting down, but it's in my point, it's like getting the person ready, getting the person ready, getting the person ready. You know what I mean? Um, this is great. So Pearls Creations is saying hello and chatting with everybody. Sure, my customs is saying good evening, everybody. Miss Searle, she loved the outfit. Thank you for loving my little basket. This is a wrap blouse I have on. Quilting is beautiful. Quilting is part of everybody's heritage. Everybody's heritage has a quilt. We got somebody from Chicago, Victoria from Chi-Town. What's the weather like there? Miss T said, yes, it's a pleasure meeting you. That's beautiful. Thank you. Okay, she said, okay, now Miss Soul Pearls Creations, she says, I've been doing alterations this week that I normally turn down. And I want you to keep turning it up. Do those alterations. I got to do 3 alterations in the morning before 9 o'clock for some dresses for a wedding. So I mean, I have to do it sometimes. I have to do alterations sometimes. That's right. Miss Marion said failure is not an option. Absolutely. Miss Gwendolyn Member Starve says, I am ready. I know Miss Gwendolyn is ready. Okay, I like this. Soul Pearls Creation said, I'm old school. I have to go inside to deposit. Do you understand that that used to be everything? And now nobody goes inside to make a deposit? You will not look. When I go in and make my deposits, even though they're smaller deposits sometimes, the bankers have actually come to me and see what I'm doing. They're like, you making deposits? What is going on? Where's your store? You know, you'll make a sale. I've gone into the bank and sold every teller a scarf that I had around my neck because I went into the bank to make a deposit. Now I went to the manager's desk because she pulled me out of line. But then when I came out, they saw that scarf. Oh, I want that. Oh, I gotta have that. I went back up to the bank and made $100 from selling 5 scarves to the tellers. And this, excuse me, Chase Bank. Okay. Everybody's saying Miss Ellen looks so amazing. Thank you so much. All the handshakes. Beautiful work. Talent, great work. Let's pay some bills. Okay, it says, okay, this is Miss Gwendolyn says, hi, Miss Evelyn. I wasn't aware that the membership had expired. I just renewed. I was away. That's great. I appreciate you. Sometimes you be busy and you don't get the email. You don't know that it was there. You know, so they'll say this is who renewed, and sometimes it may be a hardship. But either way, when you come back on, it puts you right back in line as the memberships. So it's so important. Okay, this is Michelle. She said, what was the first thing you made to sell when you got started? Did you sew for yourself and get clients and help? And hello, community. I'm preparing to start by stocking up on supplies, but I haven't started yet. Okay, this is Michelle Stringer. She's a member, and she asked me, what did I make when I first got started? Well, there's a couple of answers to that. When I first got started, I was really trying to sell to churches, and I wanted to make choir robes. And it was horrible because the churches can't, one person can't pay for their robe. The church has to pay for the robe. The churches own the robe. And then you have to go through several committees to get the job done. So that didn't last long. And sometimes when you make the measurements for the church, for the robe people, they have already decided to move on and go to another choir or get out the choir. So my goal was to do robes because I thought it would be a big account. I could make a lot of money at one time and do the same thing over and over and over. So when that didn't work out, I end up doing private sewing for clients, making dresses and scarves and all kinds of things. Anything they asked for, I was making private clothing. But I'm gonna tell you the best way to make money is to make things that are not fitted. Custom sewing is no longer the same as it used to be when I started. Everybody wanted everything to be super, super, super fitted. Now everybody likes relaxation. Everybody like comfort. Like this top can fit 12 sizes. When I say literally 12 sizes, it can be anywhere from a 2 to a 20 because it's a wrap top and it wraps all the way around you. And the bigger the person is, it just wraps out. You got a bigger shoulders, the shoulders are down here. So the bigger the person is, it wraps out. So I would suggest that if you are selling anything today, make it where you can make multiple sizes. And when you make multiple sizes and you have multiple colors, you can sell to multiple cultures, you can sell to races, excuse me. I'm pulling my top too quick talking like that. But you can sell, you have options and you can just sell to so many people. And even like a hat, if like now is the hat season. And the hat season, you can have a hat that can work for a man or for a woman, right? As long as you don't put a bow on it or you don't put a flower on it. You can make a unisex hat. You can make like say dashikis or men tops. Tops can go for men or women, depending on the color. So today, to survival, to make things, you just have to get in whatever you have. If you go get some t-shirts and you find a print and you can embellish it on a t-shirt, and or it could be, I mean, even if it was like, if you sell Fourth of July and you have a flag fabric and you put a flag on a t-shirt, you know it can sell to anybody. When you buy a t-shirt from the store, you can buy male or female t-shirts. I mean, or you can buy a t-shirt for anyone. So today is survival time. Go get your money, pay your bills, take a vacation. In that order. Go get your money, pay your bills, and go on a vacation. Because a lot of times when you're on a job, you can't even hardly go on a vacation. Because when you get your vacation, you got to catch up what you couldn't do while you was working all the time. And if you go on a vacation, you don't have the extra money because the vacation got to cover the bills while you're out of town. So you have to start your business in order to have that comfort level that we used to having. We used to be able to have a level of comfort that is now slipping away because of tariffs, because of fuel costs, because of just inflation in general, because we're not growing our own food. The farmers have been displaced. So we have to create that extra income. But don't get caught up where you only making one type of jewelry for one gender. Make jewelry for women and men. Make hats for women and men. Make clothing for women and men. Do alterations for women and men. Do dresses. Things that's going to take a long period of time. Don't let it consume all your time because you're going to miss what we call in business the loose change. Loose change is anything under $100 that you can get on a dime. That's considered loose change. So when you can get your loose change from people who want some hands hemmed or want some alterations done or want this done or want that done, that's how you're going to be able to survive. If you don't get that loose change, you're going to be caught up making a garment for months maybe, and you actually end up paying to do the garment instead of they paying you to do the garment, because you can be doing the garment, and whether you're making $25 an hour to $10 an hour to then minus $5 an hour, then minus $20 an hour, because you got to take it out. You got to do it this way. You got to do it that way. Now somebody want to, charge you. Like I told a parent tonight, for me to change that suit for your son because he saw me do somebody else, that's going to charge you an extra $150. And so I can't lose. You can't lose. You can't lose when somebody changes their mind. But if you're making a generalized item for persons or people that you know or don't know, you're gonna always be on top. And it's no right or wrong thing that you can make, even if it's pet clothes. If you're making pet clothes, let everybody know they got pets. But the best way to make money is to get into coaching and get online. So you got, listen to this. I told Miss Mildred this. Miss Mildred, she got desserts. She sell desserts, right? I told Miss Mildred this. Raise your hand, Miss Mildred. I said, Miss Mildred, we getting ready to show your stuff to 63 million people. What? I said, Miss Mildred, we getting ready to sell your items. We getting ready to put your items in front of 63 million people. That's the difference when you get the coaching, when you get those pictures set up. All you got to do is put at least an hour per day. And then later you're going to have to put more time in it because you're going to have more items on your site. So all those who are preparing for the coaching, keep doing what you're doing. Make your items. Put it in a file on your phone so you don't clog your phone. Put it in a file. Let's get these items ready. So when you get ready to launch, we're going to launch one a day. One a day. So that when we're launching it, it's not overriding everything. And they're going to be looking for the people that needs your items. Excuse me. I'm an asthma person, you all. So what we need now, find your niche and then go outside of it. What you mean go outside of it? Okay, so your niche is pillows. We know we can make pillows. Okay, you make wrap skirts. Let's make the wrap skirts. As Mitchell said, I can do some bad wrap skirts. Let's do them wrap skirts. Wrap skirts are good because it can fit multiple sizes. Pillows are good because it can fit all rooms. You can do pillows for kids' rooms, adult rooms, banquet rooms, theater rooms, bedrooms, living rooms. Pillows work for everybody. Dresses, shift dresses, dresses that can fit. You can make a shift dress that can fit a 2 to a 20. Just all you need is round neck and some sleeves. Long, lightweight. It's the summer. It's spring and summer. Wear something flowing. Build your inventory up. Make you a little sheet. Show your pictures on your phone. And then let's keep it going. And we're going to make it. Look, failure is not an option. Failure will not be an option. Failure is not in your vocabulary. Failure is on somebody else's street, not yours, not ever, not no time soon, ever, 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 ever. Right? Because you got too many skills. You got too many skills to be challenged. We just got to see this right here. We got to connect the dots. When we connect the dots, you're going to be all right. Connect the dots. You won't have time for foolishness. Connect the dots. Let's get your bags. Let's get your orders. Let's get you online. Let's get your stamp machine. Look, you're going to save 50% on your posters because you got a stamp machine right there. And when you make your own stamps, put your own posters there, you're going to be good. You're going to be better than good. You're going to be better than good. You're going to be looking at your money go up every day because it's going to be in there between 24 and 48 hours. And when you sit down and sew, you're going to feel good because they already paid you in advance. They don't know your name till you put it in their card when you ship it. They don't know where you're working from because you're not open to the public. All they know is you make a good item. You got a price they're willing to pay. And don't be cheap. Okay? You don't be cheap because you got to be able to give a sale sometimes. Don't sell it for $20. Make sure you want $20. Sell it for $30. Sell it for $35 so you can pay for postage, you can give a sale, and you can ship. Right? So we don't want to undersell. We want to make a living. And you hand make it. Nobody's doing that anymore. Remember when I told you she didn't like the color of the light blue? So I gave her money back. 5 minutes later, somebody called for a cream. So you're going to be all right. Don't get caught up in the snags. Find your piece in your corner, in your house. Be creative. Make sure you're getting something done every day, something done for your business every day. Even if you're doing stuff for somebody else, find something you do for yourself every day, whether it's just lay out a blueprint or you just write it down. You're going to be okay. Okay. Okay, says, this is Miss Mildred. I'm still trying to get my head wrapped around the online business process. Okay. Okay. Okay, this is how she said, this is a great question. I love Miss Mildred because Miss Mildred gonna be like Miss Miriam. Miss Miriam's like, oh my gosh. Now Miss Miriam's like, okay, I got this. I got this. I got this. Okay. This is how you get yourself around your online business. It's just like picking up the phone and answering a spam call. It's just that quick. When you put it online, it's like fishing. Think of a fishing pond, and you can see the fish. And you, just like if you went to the park and they had goldfish or they had all kind of fish, and you could see the fish. And you throw out your breadcrumbs. I don't even have a pole now. You throw out your breadcrumbs in the fish where you can see the fish. And when you throw out the breadcrumbs, you see about 6 or 7 fish. When you throw out the breadcrumbs, like fish and fish come for that little breadcrumb. Now think of it. You see the fish. You got a breadcrumb, but you got a hook on it. You throw it out. Not way out. You just throw it out. And it hit. And the biggest fish or the littlest fish, the first fish to get that, you pull it out. That's how online business is. It's just that simple. We don't overthink it. The only thing is when you sell online, or just like how you found me, who is she? Is she real? Is she consistent? Does she make sense? Does she show up on time? Does she return phone calls? Do she even have what I'm looking for? When you answer all those questions, you're the fish that I pulled up out the lake. Just like that. I pull you out the lake just like I'm telling you to pull them out the lake. Because I connected all the dots. I answered all your questions that you didn't even think. I answered those questions. So when you start putting yourself online, I'm going to show you how to use this device like this. I'm going to show you how to use this device, how to take a picture, snap, save the picture, take 10 photos, take the same thing, do 9-second video, boom, boom, boom. Okay. Just think about it. People that see accidents, they turn their phone around and they film it. People that see all kinds of crazy stuff in the grocery store, they turn their phone and they sell it. They save it and they sell it to TV stations. I was there. Can I get this? I was there. Can I get that? Instead of you selling your story to somebody at the news, you're going to sell your photos to what you're selling to somebody that's looking for you. When you go online, you put your item out for people that are looking for you. Excuse me. When you're at home, you're looking for people. When you're at home, you're looking for people who want your stuff. You're not going to be able to see enough people that want your stuff. I have to leave in the morning to go sell something to Israel. There's nobody around me I know from Israel. There's nobody around me I know from Belgium. They found me because I dangled the carrot online and they said, I got to have that. I got to have that. So I don't want you to be afraid. All those who are afraid to be online, it's just like return a message. It's like answering the phone. However, there's a real person. They're not AI and you're not AI. That's the advantage. They're not AI, you're not AI, and then they're going to buy your product every single time. And they're going to give you When you sell online, you can say, I can ship it in a day, I can ship it in a week, I can ship it in 2 weeks, I can ship it in 3 weeks. The sooner you can ship it, the more people are going to buy your item. If you can ship it in a week, you're still going to get a lot of people to buy your item because they understand it has to be handmade. The first couple of items you sell online is going to be quick because that item is already made. But once you get 20 items, 30 items, 100 items, it's going to take more time because, excuse me, you don't know which one they want. And you got to go see if it's already made or do you have to make it. But you already got the supplies to make it. So don't be afraid, be excited. Be excited that I'm going to start my online business and I'm going to be helping somebody. And also for Miss Mildred, what I was thinking about you, Miss Mildred, everybody that's listening tonight, Miss Mildred want to teach sewing. And Miss Bernice in Atlanta already teaches sewing. But what is great about teaching sewing now is you're going to be able to teach it online. And they'll pay you without coming to your house. So once you get online, we can do a separate thing that you can teach and teach those students. And they can keep going back over it. Okay? So that's a good question. And that's a great answer. And we're going to do this. We're going to make it happen. When I start coughing like that, that's mean I've been talking too much and my allergies are acting up. But I want to get it to you because this is the night to get it. Okay, see this lady right here? I'm gonna see, can you see her? This is how I'm gonna close tonight. Okay. This lady right here, she was 6 years old in New Orleans. Ruby Daniels. She was 6 years old in New Orleans. And you know, in New Orleans, they had a Mardi Gras, right? And she thought everybody was outside excited for her. She was going to a school and they didn't want black people to go to that school. They didn't want black people to go to the school. And she was in New Orleans. She's still alive today. And her parents told her to just keep praying and walk to school. There was a lady from Boston, a white lady from Boston, that said, I would go to New Orleans and I would teach her how to teach her, you know, her schoolwork. She was 6 years old, y'all. And they didn't want segregation. It was a big uproar in New Orleans. It was so bad that they would put little black dolls in a casket. And they would take the caskets and show that's her going to be in that casket. They were going to kill her. And she still thought it was Mardi Gras. Because in New Orleans, they bury you on top of the ground. So when they have a funeral in New Orleans, they carry the caskets on top of the ground. So she was a 6-year-old, and that's what kept her alive. She just thought as a 6-year-old. Okay? So later she realized that the kids wouldn't come to class with her. And they told her they couldn't come to class with her because she was a nigger. And she said, why won't you come to class with me? And she said, you a nigger. My mama said you was a nigger. Okay? She said, even today, if you go back and look at her talks on YouTube, she said when she found out that the parents told them that she was a nigger, she felt okay because you always do what your parents tell you to do. All right. So where I'm going with this story is, if you're afraid of something, if you're afraid of getting in your business, it's okay. But you just got to keep moving. You got to have both of your hands on the steering wheel. Right? So she kept moving. And she kept going. And she has 4 boys today. And she said, if I tell my boys anything, they will do exactly what I say. All right? So what I'm saying is that when I am telling you something, I'm telling you something that I know that works. I'm telling you something like you're my children, even though some of you are much older than I am. I'm telling you that it's going to work. It's going to be all right. because I've been there. I've been where I didn't know where I was going in my business. I was going out of my mind with my marriage, but I knew I had to have a better life. And I knew I had to keep going. And I hadn't seen nobody do it before. So when I saw this painting, I had to have it for myself, and I had to have a part of our teaching that when you think you're afraid of something like online, you're not afraid. You just haven't did it before, right? Because everybody now can order anything online. So why can't they order from you? You can order your groceries online, your pizza online, your clothes online, your tires online, your car online. You can buy your house online. So why can't they buy it from you? And they can, and they will. And the money will go to your bank online without you even seeing it. So with all that being said, you don't have nothing to do but to win. So put both hands on the steering wheel, and the steering wheel is your phone. Put both hands on your steering wheel. Start your business. Miss Evelyn, I need some coaching. Miss Evelyn needs some fabric. Whatever you need, whatever you need, find out what your needs are, and let's make it happen. That, my friend, I'm gonna go and gargle and get my throat right. I hope tonight was a blessing to you because it was a blessing to me. And I know without a doubt, I know without a doubt, we have touched some souls today. We have made some progress tonight. We have inspired some people today, all levels, all ages, all health concerns. Because being in debt can make you feel sad. It can make you feel bad. And even if you're not in debt, if you can't go where you want to go, you can't eat what you want to eat, you can't put your feet up, you got to wait on payday. You don't have to wait on payday when you go into business. Payday is every day. When you go in business, payday is every day. You don't have to wait to Friday. You don't wait to Saturday. You go to work, you sit down at your sewing machine, you grab your pen, you make your quilt, you do your art, you do your crocheting. Every day is payday because you're going to be coached on how to get prepaid before you finish, right? When you prepaid before you finish, you don't worry about payday because you have your operating capital to get you going. You got your credit cards in your business to buy your supplies. So you're not waiting to buy your supplies at payday. You're getting your supplies as you need them, right? So when you get your supplies as you need them, you don't worry about using your credit card. You got your own cards. You got your own business section, right? So I'm here to tell you from the bottom of my soul, if I can do it and I'm continuing to do it, it's not just yesterday, it's days, it's properties, it's businesses, it's coaching. And listen, I'm still learning. So I'm still keeping myself abreast to be a blessing to everyone that listens to my voice. Because, excuse me, I'm overdoing it tonight. But this is what I want to leave you with. When we get more businesses out of this group, that's when I've won. When we get more businesses out of this group, that's when I have won. Because every culture cannot come to the United States and have a business except the ones that's in the United States. We are built to be communal. We are built to be social. We are built to go see who cut our steaks, who cut our ham, who plant our food. You know what I mean? We have to know where our stuff come from. We have to have young women to know they can get clothes made by their own people, their own race, their own culture. Remember, America is built so every immigrant can make a living. Every immigrant, every culture can make a living. Every person has a place, right? So when we look, I got asthma, right? Am I going to stop? No. I cough and take a drink and keep teaching the class because I'm not AI. So what I'm saying is this coaching process has to be a blessing to each person for their community, no matter what language you're listening to me in, no matter what country you listen to me in. Don't stop, don't quit, keep making your inventory, because the person that has the most inventory is the person that wins. When a storm comes, if you got the batteries, you win. When it's lack of food, if you got the bread made, you win. If you got gas at your gas station, you win. Right? If you got fabric in your coffers, if you got fabric, if you got the supplies, you win. If you don't start, you can't win. If you don't start, you can't win. If you don't start, you cannot win at all. Right? You can't push your car unless you put gas in it. Can't put gas in the car unless you look. The amount of money you got right now is just to get you where you've been going. So you got to make more money to get farther than you going. So the only way you can do that is use your gift. And the gift was born in you. Your gift is already there. It's already there. My accountant told me. My lawyer told me. He said everything you need is already there. I'm like, really? Yes. It's already there. You already know how to do it. You just got to turn into cash and turn the cash into land. Turn the land into a profit. Buy some cows, put some corn on the field, whatever you got to do it. Make the generation behind us just as good as what we have. Whoever's coming from behind us, let's make it. I walked over the Selma Bridge where Martin Luther King was. I done did the hard work, y'all. I done went and sat in Mandela's grave. Not his grave. I went to Mandela's grave, but I went and sat in Mandela's cell. So I'm saying, I went. I didn't listen to the speeches. I went and I listened and I sat in the cell and I went to his house where his kids' umbilical cords were in the ground. I went to Tutu. I went. So what I'm telling you, if they did it in a prison cell for everybody, we can do it. Miss Bernice lived right in Atlanta where the graves of Martin Luther King. He fought for everybody. It's a historic city. It's a historic city. So we can do it. If Martin Luther King and all of them did it, get in some good trouble. Good trouble is doing your gift. That's some good trouble. Before my doctor called me to go take another inhaler. I love you guys. Thank you so much. You will win. I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. We're going to do this together. We're in the second quarter. The third quarter, we're gonna be lined up. We're gonna be lined up. Everybody share your gifts so we can support each other on the channel. This is Evelyn of Evelyn's Creations. Like, subscribe, and share. I love you to life. Bye-bye, everybody.